decided in our next best of three, it's Tidebound up against P-Vision. And before we get into it, let's wind back a couple days and see how Shiro felt coming into the road to the international playoffs.
I'm here with Shiro from Team Tidebound, and we're going to talk a little bit about this international. Shiro, you recently won your first LAN with Tidebound. How was that experience?
当时的感受比较开心嘛，然后因为也打了很久的职业了，这也是算是第一个冠军嘛。
And what did you figure out at that event which allowed you to be better than every other team there?
可能是在当时改变了自己的心态吧，就是有一种找回了初心的感觉。
And you're going to be carrying that attitude into the international?
是的，我觉得这次可以击败所有的对手。
I want to talk a little bit about you and Planet, because you two have been playing together for a really long time, pretty much your entire careers. How well do you guys know each other now?
是挺熟悉的吧，就是我一直都很信任他，然后确实打了很久了，一起。
And how does that affect the way in which you play the game? How do you communicate?
这个我也说不太清，但是就是我们各自的交流会更直接、更信任一点吧，就是执行的也比较高效的。
Okay. Are you friends outside of the game then?
是关系很好的朋友。
Excellent. What kind of things do you do together?
有时候会一起出去旅游吧。
Good stuff. All right. So how do you feel about playing carry in this meta? What do you have to do to be successful?
我觉得现在1号位属于那种比较多变一些的吧，就没有很固定的玩法。就其实现在各种强队的1号位其实玩法都挺不一样的。
And who do you think has been at the front of this sort of more aggressive way of playing carry? Who have you been looking at personally?
个人肯定会更关注亚特尔一些，因为他一直以来都是最好的carry。
Excellent stuff. And I know the answer, but what placement would you be happy with?
肯定是冠军，因为只有冠军才会不留遗憾吧。
Shiro, thank you so much for coming to talk to me, and best of luck at the international.
Thank you.
Well, right now, luckily for Shiro, they are in a position that they could be inching ever so closer to taking home that TI Aegis, winning this championship. Right now, undefeated. They're coming up against P-Vision, but we've seen them a couple of times on the main stream or here on Xtreme, and we haven't really gotten to talk too much about Tidebound, so I think it's only fair that we start with them, give them a little bit more time, and how we expect them to evolve through the next few days and throughout the tournament here.
Yeah, I think Tidebound, first of all, they look fantastic right now. I watched a little bit of their games, and it feels like everything's clicking together for, I guess, all the Chinese teams here,
yeah.
Right? Like, it seems like the meta is fitting them in terms of the heroes that they get to play. I think individually they've stepped it up. I don't know how long they've been here, like, screaming the other Western and CIS teams, but I think they've been here for a while, and you can see how they bring their own playstyle, and then they mix it together with some of the things from the West.
Yesterday, I think the series that really stood out was their second one. They went up against Liquid, and I know in that game too, it was just really dominating from them. They were commanding the game from start to end, it felt, Raya.
I didn't see it.
What? You did what? And you were like, my predictions! Liquid lost!
I heard the Liquid lost, but I didn't watch the game. I don't know. Hey, I'm looking at it though. They faked Earthshaker 3 out of their games today, or games yesterday, and they're doing the exact. I mean, they're winning with that hero. They're probably the ones contributing to the 90% win rate of this damn hero.
They are the reason for the 90%.
They're the reason. It's OP.
It's actually all just Chinese Dota is loving Earthshaker right now, Fia.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my criticisms of Tidebound in the past.
Oh, I didn't ask. Oh, in the past. Okay, sorry. No. I'll let you continue.
Go ahead.
No. I did ask now. Yes, in the past, Fia, would you have had any criticisms for them?
Oh, since you asked. I think... But before, I really thought that Nothing to Say had a weird playstyle on the team. He oftentimes would get like this not last pick hero, but this early pick hero. And he'd be fed to the wolves, essentially. And he wouldn't really have a big purpose on this hero either. And they would last pick like some Bach hero that would try to win the lane. It would fail miserably. And they wouldn't win games off of that. So over time, they've kind of got over that. They're giving nothing to say more of these heroes like these Earthshakers and Sand Kings, which are much more meta now. And I think that's working incredibly good for them. And they are getting these last pick carries for Shiro, which is an incredibly versatile player too. So I feel like throughout this year, they have struggled, but they finally figured out within the draft on how to all make it all work. And it's really coming together now. And kind of what makes them very scary now, because they always had the potential. They just didn't have the correct draft order, I feel.
Yeah, well, both of our teams that we're seeing right now, Tidebound and P-Vision, finding success with those drafts, with their games, but it feels like for opposite reasons. You're saying Tidebound now, their order in which they're picking for their players, but also going back into meta heroes is working for them. P-Vision, though, on the other side, yeah, they've got some unique ones. The biggest one that stands out for me, well, I guess both of them, is that Alk and that Tinker, and also more predominantly the positions they're being played in. That is 3 games of Alk position 4 and 2 games of Tinker carry.
Yeah, it's just OP, unbeatable.
They just swapped positions.
They did. They actually did.
The Alk, I don't think this panel was very impressed when we saw it, but they keep picking it. Like, even after the first game where we watched it, he kind of fed a lot. I think he went Blink Rush and then Ags to start giving that to his team, and there were a lot of fights where he'd just like blink in, get 2-shot, die because he has no other net worth, and it looked really lackluster. And yet they then picked it the next game, and then they picked it in their next series, and there's something that they really highly value about this hero that I don't think we are on a high enough plane to understand yet.
Yeah, we're just not seeing it the same way. Like I always say from that I got from Fear is sure, the Alk might have won, but did he win the game?
This is what it was all for. Fly was the biggest hater here for the Alk. Look at that. They have now forced Tidebound into a first phase Alk ban situation.
Forced him.
That makes me sad, actually. I really wanted him to pick Alk and for it to not work, just so I can prove my point.
Yeah, now we'll never get to know. If people keep banning it out from them, we'll never know if it actually works or not, you know?
I'm sure 9 Class is having a good laugh off of this. I can't believe they banned
Those
it.
idiots, they've fallen for my
They
trap.
really fell for it.
I mean, it's either genius in the fact that he is baiting people to ban bad heroes, but it also might be a situation where they actually think it's good. And 9 Class, every time I see him play, he looks completely different when he's on like a normal hero. He's not scary. When he's on a weird like hero that you don't really understand, that's when 9 Class is in his element. But if he's on a hero that you understand, it's like, whatever, he's a Snapfire, who cares? So I wonder how many Alchemist type heroes he has, because yeah, he played it 3 games, and the one game he didn't, he reverted back to his Slark, which has been heavily nerfed.
Yeah. Well, we got our Beastmaster out. They left Sand King in the pool. They're picking Conquer. Okay. There were so many heroes in the pool there. There's like Sand King, Conquer, Mossy's still in, which I like a lot. They've been picking Enigma. As well. That's bad, actually.
It's
I
bad.
missed that ban. That's my bad.
That's all right. Sometimes you just gotta think out loud.
Yeah, that's my bad. There's also a lot of like first pick mids. We've seen like Storm Spirit, and I think Pucks usually comes out in the second phase if they're gonna take it.
I imagine now they're just gonna try to match up the Kunkka versus the Beast, so they're gonna P-Vision's gonna look to pick their offlaner, I would say, on the 16-17, and kind of following Kunkka against Beast. Even though Kunkka carry hasn't been done in a while, they are one of the teams that used to enjoy it on Satanic, and he would scale like crazy buying Radiance, like basically the same build as you would go from mid, really. So yeah, I'm wondering what Astini has cooking this time. I think this is where it gets kind of exotic. We're gonna see in the second phase. I will say Slark is a great save against Beastmaster in the game. Every time he roars and you use your shard, you basically save the guy. So maybe the return of the Slark. I know they played it one game. The one game they didn't pick Alchemist, which was in the pool, by the way. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Whoa, how big of him to ignore it. Very proud of him.
You're big haters, but also guess who has a save against nice old Aurora? Dawnbreaker. Still in the pool.
Are we doing haters?
She's making up a narrative right now.
They
Yeah.
were okay. They were talking about her low win rate.
That's just a stat.
That is a stat.
That's not an emotional state.
But that's not true. We had a whole conversation where we were like, oh, Dawnbreaker doesn't seem to be that good. She's not having very much impact.
Well, I specifically said the Dawnbreaker players were not playing very well.
Okay, so you're a hater. That's
Of the players.
very
playing
negative.
Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, of the
narrative
players,
here.
not the hero.
Oh, okay. My bad then.
We're getting
Sorry.
very specific now.
Oh, in that case, do we feel like P-Vision
Is
or,
Dawnbreaker good versus Beast? Yes, I agree with you there.
Oh, very good.
I'm looking at something maybe like a Bristol back type hero. I think when you have Kunkka, you want more carry-ish type of heroes on the other roles. Like Dawn is sort of in this weird in between where she's not really a carry, but she's not really a support. She's a little weird. She scales weird into the game. So I'm thinking Bristol, which is a DM hero. Maybe if there's an excuse to pick Lycan, I could see a Lycan on 16-17 if the supports don't look good against it. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Those all sound good to me. Those are some strong DM heroes. But I'm
good
more
for you
curious
guys.
about what 9 class is going to play.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, you can't let it go. You gotta go back to 9 class.
Fudge.
I mean, he's a very important part of this team.
Yeah.
I
Don't
think
disagree.
what he plays
Fudge.
does have a lot of... That's a very interesting pick. Why do you think they picked AA
I don't know.
without seeing really anything that it hard counters?
Well,
Isn't Beast good versus AA?
Yeah, but you have a Kunkka to protect him.
yeah, there was this one meta where Kunkka was very popular, and they used to run this combo a lot because Kunkka needs follow-up damage, and A is one of the best follow-up damages you have in the game. So normally I agree with you, picking A into Beast is complete grief, but because they have Kunkka who can literally, he can win the lane alone, he doesn't need A
Yeah,
there,
he doesn't.
then I'm fine with it. I think Marcy is just a good response in general. The hero seems very strong right now. They can still choose to put it as a carry, or even they can just put it as a position 4, because if the A is ever out of position, then Marcy's just gonna destroy you in 2 seconds.
I mean, I guess that's what I'm not understanding is like, since Kunkka can literally get any hero out of the lane, what value does picking AA have over any hero, like a Disruptor, for example, on your pos 5? They must be afraid of some type of healing that they could block pick.
I'm just thinking of
Interesting, yeah.
damage,
Just-
because Snapfire is banned. So
Yeah, I
what
mean, it
support do you
is.
get that deals a lot of damage when your 9 class is asking for a Slark right now, you know? He's not asking for damage.
There's a chance they're also block picking. Well, not block picking. There's a chance that they are anticipating a Morphling. I just want to pick AA, dissuade it.
Yeah, definitely A block picks a lot of heroes for sure. All right,
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, Astini is definitely cooking. Yep, he's cooking.
I actually don't know about this Marcy pick. I swear there's a team that would pick Kunkka against Marcy because, or at least as a core, it could easily be a support and then it's okay. But as a core, Marcy needs to kill people in the space of her BKB and her ult, and then she just becomes useless afterwards. So Kunkka's ROM specifically makes your team able to outlast that period of time, and she becomes much worse as a hero as a result. So
I mean, it definitely
don't know
helps,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And you can also have the X against the potential jump from Marcy.
All right, somebody help me here.
I mean, it has to be a 9 class Magnus, I
Yeah.
imagine, and a
9
DM
class
Necrophos.
I mean, I think the DM Necrophos was almost a for sure.
Let's just carry Kunkka into Beast.
Because, I mean, I think no one can play Necro, but
Yeah.
I think when you pick Beast like this and Marcy, I don't think a lot of other teams are playing Marcy in the offlane. Most of them have been carry.
Ooh,
Hey.
a taste of your own medicine.
Ooh,
But this would be mid, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, that's an NTS special.
Yeah.
It is a good Tinker game. It's good against Necrophos. It is good against Kunkka in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think P-Vision is sort of just looking at their own heroes and how to enable them. So they're thinking Magnus can empower the Kunkka, so he can scale better into the game as a carry. The A follow-up for Kunkka, so you have damage on his combo. The Necrophos, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's specifically against Marcy carry, because it should be good against Marcy carry in the lane, where you're going to push her out of the lane. But that one is a bit more of a unique DM thing. So yeah, again, Astini's cooking. See what ends up here.
I think that one's purely theoretical, though, because, yeah, you can press W and walk away from Marcy. I think that's the idea, right? But heroes like Ursa, I know I personally really enjoy playing versus like heroes like Necro because first of all, you're not skilling that early because you need your other abilities to lane pressure, and you can just walk with them. So I guess he's gonna have to go for the facet that slows move speed. Otherwise, you can just he Ghost Shrouds and you just walk with him and kill him when it ends. It's very low duration at low levels, so that is a very volatile lane. If it starts to do really poorly, I could see Necro feeding really hard. I'm not sure what a Magnus is gonna add to that lane either.
The ability to drag creeps. That's all I can think of.
But why are you picking a Necrophos if you want to creep drag, you know? Necro's the type of hero that when I see him, I think you kind of want to pressure with this hero. You don't want to just like trade farm.
Yeah. Maybe they're just thinking more of like late game.
Yeah, I think they just believe this will work, and it might.
Yeah.
I can see Tidebound just sticking to Marcy carry here because you have a Tinker mid who's going to eventually win the game for you anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
So their cores synergize well, which means they would probably just pick a new support, either pos 5 or pos 4. I think they can both work. Alternatively, they get a range carry against Necrophos. Those are traditionally better. And we get a beautiful egg. So yeah, this makes a lot of sense. This is actually a very good Phoenix game. I didn't really think about it, but Phoenix is very good against Necrophos and Kunkka because they cannot touch your egg at all.
Mm-hmm.
No, I definitely really like the Marcy carry. I think you can exploit this Necrophos, especially if you have one rotation as well.
Yeah.
Phoenix just take the gate, and then heroes like these Necros and Vipers, if they don't work, they become a liability because all they need to do is win the lane and farm. They don't really buy a dagger or have some useful abilities. So putting a lot of pressure on Necro this game I think is really important. But I'm very curious on where they're going to put these heroes because I have no idea right now. It could be anything. Like this, they have Mag, Necro, and Kunkka. We think Kunkka most likely will be carry. So yeah, I guess it's support Mag and offlane Necro then.
I think this is a solid Pango pick to finish it up because it's a very good hero with Empower. It's a hero that can get on top of Tinker in the fights with the magic immunity. Overall, I mean, the P-Vision lineup is definitely a little more out there.
So it's very reminiscent of our comments on their first Outcraft yesterday.
Yeah, but I feel like yesterday when I saw 4 heroes from P-Vision and I saw Heroics heroes, I felt like P-Vision was in a good situation already. But here, I'm not quite as confident in their heroes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely, it can work. I can see what they're trying to do, but I'm kind of leaning Tidebound.
Yeah, nothing to say. He's playing Tinker. I feel like this is a crazy hard Necrophos game. Still don't see the purpose of the AA really in the draft. Support Magnus, like there's a lot of like strange stuff going on here. I think Tidebound has a really standard good draft where, you know, P-Vision, they just have like a very unique draft. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'll have to see through their gameplay because no one else is doing this.
I like how neutral you're being by being like, yeah, it's really unique with the Necro and the...
I can't call it bad if I've never seen it before, you know? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense yet. They'll have to show with their gameplay.
Alrighty, can you make a little bit more sense of it, Rayo?
No.
All right, perfect. Well, then it's time that we just get a little bit more data, a little bit more knowledge and information about exactly what they're cooking, if it's going to work. Because right now, we've got P-Vision up against Tidebound with Lyrical and Trent.
Thank you so much, Nat. And yes, indeed, we're trying to figure out what the heck is this funky Necrophos about.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be 9 classes a second. I was like, I know, there's no way.
It's gotta hand it over to the master, as it were here.
I will say one thing that stands out to me. There's a Tinker.
There is.
There are few high ground hitters. We might be going late game, Trent. There is a chance.
I mean, why not?
I think the only hope that I really see is if Bach pops off and gets like a, Helm of the Overlord, and then they just start ending the game around that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because even if you have a lead, as you're saying with Tidebound, it is still, you're taking your time with Tinker.
Yes.
So yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. Yeah, it is very much a P-Vision draft on the Radiant. There is no doubt about that. You could pop this up, not tell me the team. Little doubt as to who it would be.
Oh, big jump from no one. 9 class right there. And Skewer, come on back over here, Planet. We want to tell you something.
Alrighty, first blood heading for no one's Pango in the mid lane. That's a good way to start.
But we got the Admiral, the Kunkka. You excited?
We do, and I love this combo with the AA as well because, you know, AA always been a very hard hero to make work because Bach considers contesting, but then runs away. He's always struggled because, you know, his laning isn't always great unless he is a great friend, you know, and it used to be the Sven, it used to be the CK, it used to be the Wraith King, but Kunkka, someone who back in AA's heyday wasn't really someone you would throw in the safe lane, but nowadays we're a little bit more willing to do so. Pairs up really nicely with the AA.
It's true. Yeah, you can do some X Torrent, then the Cold Feet combo if you want to.
Yeah.
Also just a big body that you can stand behind and throw
Just
out those touches.
Amping that magic damage from the Kunkka too, like it just so much synergy.
Yeah, it is. It's very synergistic. Something that might not be synergistic is Magnus Necrophos. As 9 class is going to take a couple tower shots on his way out. What the hell is going to happen up here in this lane?
This is, you look to your, it's like EQ. There's 2 people on your team, and they immediately mark off lane.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're laning together. And you're like, okay, all right, well, I have high hopes. They're party together. Then they pick these 2 heroes, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yikes, guys.
I mean, the one thing that is kind of cool is the combo of, like, Ducalis with the Necro later on. You know, some Ice Blasts on top of a Reaper Scythe. There could be some cool things going on there.
I'm going to throw it out there. Ice Blast and Scythe should probably be 2 separate kills. I feel like I'm really hoping to not have to kill one person with those 2 ultis.
I mean, it depends on the rate of the game. Like, if the game is really slowed down.
If the game's bad, maybe you need to, you know?
Yeah.
That too.
But
Oh, 9 class. He's trying to get a little play, but no, not going to find it there. Yeah, we do get the matchup, of course, of the Kunkka into the Beastmaster, like the panel was mentioning, and just nothing good for the Beastmaster, right? Can't really make use of your summons versus Kunkka, so we might see some stacks being necessary for Bach.
That actually does sound pretty nice. You obviously also have to be concerned about the potential of stealing those away, as Kunkka, one of the better stack-taking heroes in the game. Does take a couple rounds, though. Most definitely. Mid, we haven't really talked about that much, although actually, hold on, 9 class forced to skewer away. Another little bit of a swing and a miss in this one. But it is going to be a mid of the Tinker facing off against the Pango, pulling waves to make sure that they get the bottled up rune, and then back to the races of just farming away. I've got to see a little bit of Tinker so far at this TI. Where do you feel like the hero's at right now? Do you like it?
Surprisingly in the safe lane, of course.
Yeah, right.
For P-Vision, which is strange. I'm not sure who else is playing it, but
you don't have
a couple of lag spikes, they're saying.
Spikes,
Unplayable
unplayable.
spikes even.
Listen, man. We could do like the status command, see what it's actually at.
You know what? I'm gonna trust them.
Okay.
I'm choosing to believe.
What is spikes? Lag? Maybe they're just like sitting on spikes and a little bit uncomfortable.
You don't have the sand.
Plus.
That seems less likely. Yeah, this is not, the translations are not, you know.
What are spikes? Lag. Plus. What does plus mean? It's okay. I'll get there. As reconnecting back into the game, and should be underway shortly. So yeah, that's the thing that I want to see is how this Tinker does in this game. And it does look like DM actually already has the Helm queued up. So we're going to have Helm Necro and then Helm Beastmaster. I don't think there will be any more of them, though.
That's pretty gross. Not going to lie.
How good is that on Necro?
I mean, back to Tinker. I was expecting support, if anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting the core Tinkers, at least certainly not the safe lane, but, you know, the hero, he's still got some sauce. He's got a lot of damage, man.
It's nothing to say classic, you know?
Of course, yes. He is one of the, you know, back in the day, one of the most well-known ones for sure. And DM, one of the few players that seems to really like Necrophos.
Yeah.
You know, he plays Veno, so naturally he plays Necrophos. It's just, you know, birds of a feather kind of deal here.
Viper too. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all just one hero to these people.
I will say it's pretty bold to take the mag away from DM. He's one of the guys that I like to see on mag on those big, like, it's like him and JT, you know, big game changing oriented heroes. but opting to take this one this time around, and Shiro getting somewhat low. So is DM, but Necrophos always has that ability to just pop back up to full and has a Lotus in hand this time as well.
Yeah, trying to secure those, always helpful for him.
No. Pulls him around, skewers away, 9 class. Now the glimpse back, DM in some trouble there, and, well, didn't have enough from the pop of the Lotus. And with the Ghost Shroud used earlier, that gives them an opportunity for the kill.
Well, that's happening. I'm keeping an eye on bottom lane. No stacks yet made for Bach. Instead, he's using the board to just run with Planet to help ensure they can keep body blocking the small camp.
Okay.
So that combined with, you know, potential harassment of Tidebringer, I suppose, pushing the lane out here, but Satanic being relatively cautious to make sure that he's going to control that. And now they'll grab the pull here too, so good plays there.
Yep. Up top after the death, a little bit of a reset. And we'll see if anything comes of that, as they do hit some good damage,
you know what?
To the AA.
This comes back to him not worrying about stacks so much, right?
Yeah.
He's staying focused on the lane. He's ensuring that there's going to be the block. They're getting the pull off. He's staying really tight with Planet the whole time, and that gets them a kill onto an Ancient Apparition.
Important to still play that lane from time to time if you can find those little bits of punishment. I do wonder how much gold he would got if he like stacked 4 times versus, you know, taking down the AA once, but
yeah, you know,
it's nice to try and shut other people down too.
Mental warfare.
True. Very important. No one queuing up and immediately going in for that Diffusal Blade. Satanic is rushing a Radiance, it looks like. 1 Bracer and the Phase Boots. It's always a weird decision on Kunkka. Do you want to go straight for a Radiance? Do you want to get something like that Blade Mail first? Particularly in a game like this, you've got a lot of sort of uncontrollable damage you can turn back towards people. But we'll allow him to farm much more quickly if he can finish that off.
Yeah, I think he's got the heroes to maybe buy him a bit of time too.
Yeah.
You know, the Pango mid.
So at 6-minute mark, Shiro will take that one. It looks like they do not rotate over, and no one picks up a Xtreme. Ooh, wants to get a little bit up close and personal here with the level 6 online. A little bit of a roll. Can he find him? Actually hits onto Planet now too. Decides he doesn't want to go any further, and the glimpse pulls him back in. Ducalis in some trouble. No one thinking about a chase, but they get the kill on the Ancient Apparition.
All right, a little bit of a bad idea there, it seems, from no one.
Yeah.
Sacrifices A. It does draw some attention to the mid lane. Forces Tinker to keen home and then TP back in, so maybe could try it again on the next one, but gonna need a little bit more to turn that play into something good, as they're gonna catch Bach with a Torrent, but it's not while Ducalis is there, unfortunately, because of the death.
As the X marks, the cold feet ends up rocking. Another hit, and ooh! That was so well played.
Yeah, he tried.
It all started with like the Torrent on the double back. And if he doesn't hit that, that kill doesn't happen. Because he has the stun and then he can come back for the X. That was so impressive.
Well, meanwhile, up top, 9 class does secure the Shrine of Wisdom. Very important when you're playing a pretty greedy position 4. He's actually even on XP with DM right now. Which DM's really going to need the effects of this Helm of the Dominator here. That little mini Midas of just grabbing these creeps, because not really having the best time.
Shiro can maybe make some type of a play here.
Of course, I say that he's you know, he's third on net worth, or on his team, so still ahead of plenty of Dire heroes.
Satanic, somewhat low. X Torrent hits. Low, 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 low. Dude, those axes would have killed him. He still might die to it. Barely kept alive. And the boar hunts, but it won't catch up. Hard to kill a Kunkka.
Yeah, that guy got. It's a really annoying passive.
Yeah, speaking of that, that's kind of crazy. I don't know how P-Vision are ending up in such a good spot right now, as the skewer will not be able to push Y away. And instead, 9 class is going to end up falling there. Shiro gets stunned. Reaper Scythe. Oh, didn't quite get it off in time, and Shiro throws him to the low ground.
What?
That was an insane toss back. Now making a move on over. DM, he's getting body blocked by the creep, and well, Shiro turns now onto Ducalis, wants to find that kill, not gonna happen. As it's eventually...
Oh, that would've been crazy. He tries using the helm on the bird to maybe push him back in for the kill.
Oh, is gonna break Sal, but can't get anything else past that.
All right, something else going the way of P-Vision right now. Nine Clash just kind of lurking in the fog. As DM comes back up here, still didn't use that scythe, so ready to give it a go if they get a little bit more damage. Meanwhile, there is a Tinker, of course, in this game, who is still 0-0-0. We're not going to see the involvement from him too often in the early game, as 9 Class just 100-0 really fast once Marcy's back.
It's way too much damage. In this Helm build, there's a reason this hero has been first phase banned so many times. It's just incredibly strong.
I wonder if Marcy will be the baby thrown out with the bathwater. Like if they nerf Fleeting Fury and Helm at the same time, it's gonna crush this hero.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
right.
Because the Fleeting Fury's not that crazy.
No.
Without the Helm.
Yeah.
But if they both get obliterated, she's gonna be in for a bad time.
Right, because part of the reason is the Helm like works because it's good as an item, and then on top of that, it like doubles down good with Marcy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. But then again, you can imagine, like, if you see Marcy just dominating all these games, it's like, well, you gotta shut down that hero some. I guess the Helm nerf would do that enough.
I would think so.
We're talking like it's gonna get nerfed. Maybe they just buff other stuff. That'd be hype.
Or they just buff it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, why not?
Can't
Probably
stop
because it'd
them.
be a bad idea. Scan disconnect here. It's going to spot Ducalis and no one rotating down towards that bottom lane, trying to link up with Satanic. He's got, what, 1 point, presumably, in the X? Yeah, so not the best chance of initiation, and really Bach just, the Spidey senses are tingling. He's way out of there.
Maybe they can make a wraparound play if they go through that gate. Something to watch for. Tower starts to fall. DM gonna get jumped upon. Does get pulled back in. Static Storm still not dead, but should die soon. They do manage to find that kill.
That
9
wraparound's
class skewer. RP not available because only level 5, but a big hit on the Ice Blast turns into a dead Shiro. Will be a TP away from the Disruptor, but with X on cooldown, was never going to be a chance.
Man, he was so close to level 6. Nearly having a really spectacular one there for 9 class, but he'll take it anyway. Trades back, still a good gold exchange in favor of P-Vision here. Shiro does remain top of the board though, until he gets passed by the still living Satanics. He clears some camps, so nothing to say, now joining the fray.
Has options if they want to do it. Glimpses available, pulls him back in, gonna X himself, nice. The answer already there. Satanic taunts his way out of trouble.
The rarely picked Tinker into Kunkka.
Yeah. Man.
That's it. Goodness gracious.
6-7.
They used to be the best of friends, those guys, you know?
Oh yeah.
The old Tinker Kunkka.
No longer.
No. But lots of Kunkka, lots of Disruptor. This tournament, as we know, Disruptor one of the most picked heroes, so you're going to see plenty of these X's, I'm sure, versus these Glimpses.
And DM spots Bach there. They take over his board. Okay, all right, sure. Now the roar to stop the roll, and it pulls him back in. The RP makes him hit no one again. Then they get out of trouble. There's all sorts of shenanigans happening here.
Helms.
Meanwhile, Shiro got to get a nice little interview with him as well. With Nomad, talking about his mentality at this point.
His aspiration is back.
Yeah, it
Whoa.
was big. This guy was deep and feeling very much like he can beat anybody, he said, and it would be a great win for them to move forward in this one. So we're getting close to the next round of Wisdom Runes. maybe a chance as the Tinker heads out. Smoke up into 4. There is an AA and a Kunkka right here. Will they break the smoke? Will they lose both? Will it just be one? Ducalis definitely dead. And, oh, Torrent. That stops any glimpse play that could have happened for Satanic.
Yeah, 3 points. There was definitely a chance for some reach there from Y. So he will lose his courier, but it did not have the talisman on it.
Okay.
So he's going to be okay. 9 class, wrong neighborhood here. The lurking Bach.
Puts him on the cliff.
A noble effort.
Hey, let's go.
You know what? That's not bad. It keeps him from the Wisdom Shrine for a while.
Maybe somebody could go and steal it while it's happening. That'd be hype.
That will be impressive. Oh, he's going to get tossed by Shiro. That's nice.
And I'm going to tell you, based upon where that skewer went, I think he's done that before.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he was too ready for that.
Knew exactly what was going to happen. Satanic, Radiance, done. 14 minutes. Not bad for a Kunkka. And immediately queuing up the Sanj and Yasha. So we'll get that much tankier.
Yeah, a little bit of evasion chance there. And just trying to be a body in these fights. I mean, that is kind of the weird part about their draft, is that they have these 3, like, we have weird ways of being tanky cores, but their damage isn't necessarily that easy to execute with, I would say.
15 minutes. Planet will run into 9 class position 4s facing off against each other. Planet hopes to escape. Does have eggs still, but they won't be able to force it out of him.
That doesn't feel great.
For P-Vision?
Yeah, the support just dives away like that. And now 9 class trying to get real wild.
Ooh, he wanted it. And instead they're going to jump on him. Now a turn, no RP, not out, but X boat combo, Shiro, Dunzo. DM chasing, why? He's going to get brought down here in just a moment, as there is no way out for him. They run in with Planet. Box still looking for a moment here, like they could do something. DM, oh, the Croaker, but he doesn't do it. He jumped in for the kill, and it's not going to happen. No one gets caught by the bird, and the Pangolier.
You thought you were Croaker, but you were just Choker.
Oh, no.
Hits him with the egg. Too easy for Planet.
2K. Indicator of Tidebound right there. It came out weird. It just
you managed to mess up both of those. It's like when they mess up the audio and it's like playing in your ear, and you're like, and you can't keep talking. And,
I can't believe you called me out for that. That's unbelievable.
Dude, it was too. You said in the favor of Tidebound. I had no choice. It was better that I called it out so people didn't think you were having a stroke live on air.
I'm not sure that I'm not. Oh, God. 11-9.
Yep.
And almost an Aghanim Scepter done now for nothing
Right order
to
to read those numbers.
Yep.
As Satanic is going to X himself back after clearing the tower there. 9 class, Planet. Dancing around the tree lines.
Do they want to go for more here? On Downtide. Yes, they will.
Look at DM. He's just like, don't see me. Don't see me. Hustling up the river. He's got another Croaker. Is he feeling himself this time?
The Croakers are sick. And you also, like we talked about in the last series, you sort of have to be careful, because if the Croaker is sitting in the water, suddenly it's like a 15% damage amp that comes out.
Such a strange creature, the Croaker.
Yeah. It's a weird
It's like
guy.
frogs croak, but he's like a catfish. You know?
Bach. No one comes in, denies the tower, but that is the Helm of the Overlord. And now 9 class. Oh, he wanted a target, but there's nobody there. RP only hits onto 1. They're not going to get the kill either. He gets the egg off. Oh, this is a horrendous fight right now for the side of P-Vision.
It just, again, it's the ease. It just looks so much easier for Tidebound. Even with some of these nice counters, like having the Pangolier versus the Disruptor, it doesn't really matter. And he's rolling through, all happy as he can be, but his friends aren't.
No.
And now, as has been tradition today, we get a relatively early Roche thanks to a Beastmaster.
This time around, though, the Beastmaster obviously not having Aghanims.
True.
I mean, this is classic Beast. You know, Helm of the Overlord, going for pipe next, close it down. I do kind of wonder if it'd be worth it to think about something to help deal with Kunkka a little bit. Satanic does scare me if he keeps getting these items. Going to be BKB next instead of the Sanjanyasha.
I mean, what are you worried about, though?
I mean, that he just sort of like gets a couple of big high tide hits onto you as you're trying to go high ground, kills your creep.
Oh, we're not going high ground.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's...
that was my first mistake.
Yeah, that was... I don't know what you were thinking. We're just going to farm the entire map with a Marcy and a Tinker.
Yeah, no, they're not worried about anything then. You're right. Yeah, if you just don't go high ground, then there's no problem.
Yeah, what can he do? Why go high ground into Mag, Necrophos, Kunkka, AA? Like, I'm going when they're dead.
Yeah, that's fair. Win probability putting it at 66 every second that goes by. Tidebound feeling more and more comfy. Will X himself hit some creeps and get pulled back. 9 class spots, or is spotted by Y rather. A static storm down. And will not be able to walk away from that one, but the Ice Blast could be good. Hits Rolling Thunder. Oh, they didn't go high ground, but they were standing on the high ground and get punished for it. Taking down that Tinker.
Yeah, that's good stuff there. And now the talent's out there for the Kunkka too, so those Tidebringers are starting to add up a little bit here. As no one does
X.
get... No, yeah, very good.
Pulls himself back in. Okay, starting to hit on P-Vision.